here we are, and welcome to another episode of the Friday Night Movie Podcast. I want to let people know that the Riverside people called us out online after I posted that video. So we tried it this week and it didn't work, but we'll try again in the future. In the meantime,
they called us out on
Instagram, like at mentioned Lily.
No, they didn't. Really?
Yes.
What?
Yeah. On our.
I feel like you're making that up.
I'm pretty sure.
Because I was like, I don't want to do a new thing. Well, guess what, Riverside? My mic wouldn't work on your website, so I don't know what to say.
I don't know if that's your fault.
Very excited to try out Riverside. Not to be contrary.
Don't worry about the time we record.
I don't want to get mentioned in like a negative way. So
by the time we record the next time, there'll be a different platform. That's the thing that we're supposed to use. So don't get too excited.
Wow, Lily.
Look, our dear friend
coming in hot.
Our dear friend Leah Jones at Fighting Favorites from Leah Jones, of which I appeared on their favorites episode of the year, which was a lot of fun. She uses Riverside and says it's awesome.
Well, Shai, I know you juggle a lot, and this isn't meant to, like, I'm not trying. I'm not trying to be
we're so close up in the videos.
I'm not trying to be rude or disrespectful because you juggle so much stuff. You do so much stuff, but like you're a little behind the times, it seems.
Oh, my question is
like maybe you need to let go of some of your hobbies, like stop programming lights
because you
start being on the cutting edge of podcast.
Because the last video, I know what video is really important now for Instagram and for podcasts because people only watch them in 2-minute or 1-minute clips now.
Yeah,
a podcast. But why the last time you posted a clip of me complaining about Riverside, it was just like my nostrils.
Yeah, because you don't stand in the right place on camera. Look where you're.
Am I in the right place on camera?
Where am I supposed to be?
Do you see where I am filling up the screen?
Wait. Well,
your head fill up the screen.
Your head is tiny.
You post.
Your head is tiny.
Yeah, because I have to zoom in.
You have to be closer. No, you have to be closer.
No.
You have to be.
I don't want to be closer because I'm so close up on the close-ups.
No,
I don't know. Whenever you post me,
I don't think
like my left eye and a nostril.
I know it feels counterintuitive, but your head is tiny compared to
your
ours.
hair
now,
is
also,
tiny.
Does Riverside, if you're listening, do they provide little crosshairs to tell you where to put your face exactly? And if not, that could be a little
something like that. I don't know. We tried to use it. We had to turn it off. Okay, I promised my elder daughter I would tell a quick story, but Lily was there for part of how this unfolded. This is a leftover holiday story.
Did you tell her that I ruined it?
No.
Make sure she doesn't listen to this podcast.
She's 100% listening to this episode.
I love you. You're a genius.
So earlier this winter, we got a card from the McKenzie family. And I didn't know who the McKenzie family was. Allie didn't know.
If anybody's like keeping track of who wins holiday cards, it's Shai and Allie, okay? Like you guys win. I didn't know I was playing.
They're like,
you guys win.
They're a little braggy about it, right?
They're a little braggy. All the lovely holiday cards. And I will say, we celebrate the people we know. And sometimes
the people you don't.
And look, the guy who sold me life insurance 15 years ago or 13 years ago, he sends me a card every year. I like putting his card up. But I'll say, I don't know who most of the people are. And this family, the McKenzie family, sent us a card. And Allie said, who is this? I don't know. Allie, who's this? And then my older daughter pipes up and goes, oh, no, the McKenzies. I totally know them. We're like, oh, okay. And then a few minutes later, she's like, I don't know who those people are. So she really got us. Then the cards come in throughout the year. We hang them up on the pillar by our house all the time. I'm going to sneeze. Woo. I'm a loud sneezer.
Is that from all the dust that your holiday cards are collecting? Because you have so many of them?
Yes.
Anyways.
Like Shai has so many friends, he doesn't even know who they are. We get it.
Like, I think that tells you something.
So,
we get it, Shai.
I'm looking at the holiday cards. I've seen the holiday cards a number of times, and I'm looking at a couple of them. I don't 100% remember the name of one particular family.
I know all the names.
I'm looking at the cards.
You want me to tell you the names?
Hold on.
The Blooms,
the cards with Lily.
Schwartz's, Rosensteins.
No, it's like the Rosengardsteins or something like that.
No, it's like it's Rosenstein.
Okay.
It's Rosenstein, which is
I see the Rosensteins, and I'm just like, and I'm going through them with Lily, and I said, oh, I guess that's one of the families from my kid's school because they go to Jewish school right now, and then I said, oh, the Bloom.
No, early the week before, you were like, hey, who are these people? And your daughter, not missing a beat, in full character, method acting, goes, they go to my school. And you're like, oh, cool. She was like, yeah, Dad, duh.
So then...
Not missing a beat.
So then I'm looking at the cards a few days later, and Lily... And I'm like, who are these people? And Lily goes, your daughter's been sending you fake holiday cards. So then I went to my daughter.
To be fair, because if she is going to hear this, it's not exactly how I went down. You looked at the card, and again, like, it doesn't look like a real card. Like, it's amazing how little you pay attention. And you were like, man, you're going through all of your amazing friends with me. Some you know, some you don't. And then we get to the Schwartzes, and you're like, yeah, what do you think of that? You're like, look at these people. And I was like, yeah, right? Your daughter's playing the long game. Like, I made a joke, assuming you knew by now. And you were like, what do you mean?
I had no idea.
I was like, look at these cards closer, please.
So then I went to her, and this is my big reveal. I went to her, and I said, the Rosengardsteins, or whatever they were called, I said, they sent us a card. I really, really, really want to send them a card. I was like, can you ask them tomorrow at school what their address is so I can send them a card? And she's like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't know their address. So I'm like, yeah, but then I'll look in the school directory. She's like, it's probably not in the school directory. I said, okay, well, if it's not there, I'll just email the administrator of school. I'll send her a note tonight. I'll copy you. I'll send a nice note saying, hey, this wonderful family, the Rosengardsteins, send us a holiday card. Could you give me their address? And then finally, my daughter gave in and came clean, but she was laughing so hard. She thought it was so funny. But this episode is the reveal of her finding that out. So there's a whole meta game going on here where she is now hearing that I played her back.
Yeah, but she played you for weeks.
Weeks. Okay. So that's one story that's happened. The other thing is, there's an amazing event in New York yesterday called Access Granted, hosted by the brilliant and funny, talented, amazing Jill Kargman. As well as on
that note, can I just quickly say about just back for a second? I feel like your holiday card, this whole thing is representative. Like, Shai has way too many, doesn't even know who they are. Becky's got a few really special ones, and I have Shai and Allie and Jill Kargman. That's it.
Ultimately,
and I don't.
Those are the only ones that matter.
I don't need only two that matter.
I don't need any other holiday cards.
So.
On Jill Kargman,
Jill and the team at Stocked put together this amazing event of all women-owned and founded vendors raising money for abortion rights and access, including for Allie's organization, the Red Tent Fund. It was an amazing event in New York. It was packed, hundreds of people. And there were other activities, like you could buy cool boutique clothing, stationery.
What kind of activities?
So Mom and I are there the all day, and we'd run into each other, sort of circulating through the room, and every once in a while I'd run into Mom, and she'd be like, Mom, what are you up to? She's like, oh, I'm gonna go get a tarot reading. What? So Mom went and got her tarot.
What did her card say?
Her card, it was a lot about partnership and her 50th anniversary with Dad that's coming up. So that was pretty cool. But Mom had never done that before. And then later I was volunteering, helping check people in on another floor, and Mom calls me, so I need you to come upstairs. And it was like a gift for Becky, because for Becky, no one wants to mess up buying her a gift. So there's a lot of...
I have to tell you, you really wrote a fine line there yesterday, Shai. With the text.
No, I was joking with you. I
understand, but you kept sending me pictures of like sleeping bags, I think. And I was like, I want a sweater. This brand, this one, this size. And you were like,
I don't know. I don't know a lot about fashion,
Becky.
But the
wrong man for the job.
I don't know a lot about fashion, but the stuff of this thing was amazing. Anyways, so
Shai just kept texting me, this one's so soft. Shai just buying clothes on how soft they are.
I was like, are you kidding? Anyways, it was amazing.
This is the softest sweater I've ever touched. So get two, Shai.
Yeah, it was so cool. And also like everybody there supporting a good cause. It was wonderful. Anyways.
That's so great.
Mom calls me upstairs and then she just looks at me and she gives like a little push of her ear, like in that fashion kind of way. And she got a second ear piercing. At the event. She got a piercing.
Wait, do we know how Dad reacted to it yet?
I told him on the phone.
What did he say?
He was like, I think she needs, like, your mom doesn't need more things to do. Like, she was already at an event. Like, why did she have to go find something else to do?
She had so much fun.
Fashionable.
It was the best. Bringing Mom to a fashion-y event. First of all, she's so cute because I took the train up from Washington, and Mom, of course, like Lily,
Shai
needed to know.
Yes.
She loves a coordinated train meetup.
I'm totally asleep, snoring very loud on this train.
I'm about to travel with you later today.
Yeah.
Fully prepared. I have noise canceling headphones and earplugs.
And I look up at one point and there's just Mom going,
the woman that birthed you is just on the train.
But the people around us were so aggressively talking on their phones that.
Were you in the quiet car?
No. So we went and we hung out in the cafe car. Anyways, it was the best. Had a great time with Mom. Her ear was hurting though a little bit at the end of the day. At the end of the day, she was like, "Oh, I don't know if I can put my headband on." I'm like, "Yeah, Mom, because you pierced your ear." When was the last time you pierced your ear?
The best was the video. Like, Allie took a video that is not the length of a video I thought she would take. It's like 15 minutes. It's all the preamble before. It's Mom did not that it would hurt.
We joke about our Patreon.
I talked to her after. She's like, "Lily, did you know it would hurt?" She's like, "I haven't done this since I was, 1 month old. And I didn't remember."
So we were watching Superstore the other day. We were watching Superstore with the kids. And there was this great moment. I don't know, Jonah and Ben Feldman's character and America Ferrera are talking about something. And she talks about being a Latina mother. And then they finish whatever they're talking about. And then he's like, "I have other questions about being a Latina mother. Why do you get your ears pierced so young?" And she's like, "I'm not on a panel right now. I'm not answering these questions." And it just made me think of Mom trying to pierce.
It does everyone a favor.
Okay, so that is my segue, though. Mom in fashion, who's extremely fashionable. Mom, that is my segue to the fact that
Mom is serious.
That we watched another movie about. Now, Mom is aging in reverse, gracefully. She's so.
Oh my God.
Yeah. She's a fashion machine. She's a beautiful lady. She's got so much life. But Lily and I watched The Substance, which is another movie about aging, maybe not so gracefully. And Becky didn't see it, but I think Becky should review it based on Lily and me reviewing The Substance. And that's what we'll do as our review today. And then we have other things to talk about coming up. The Oscar nominations. I saw The Brutalist, which is amazing and should win all the Oscars.
Nominations came out?
Yeah, they came out.
But we'll talk about that next week. But I'll just say, like, headline is, I saw The Brutalist. People should see it on the big screen. It should win all the Oscars. It was incredible. But let's talk about The Substance, Lily. Demi Moore, aging. I think she's based on Jane Fonda, former, like, she's sort of like an Oscar-winning
Jane
actor.
Fonda's quite the inspiration for the character. I think that makes sense.
Sort of,
like an aerobics instructor.
Former like Oscar. Did Jane Fonda won an Oscar?
Jane Fonda did win an Oscar. I'm pretty sure for Golden Pond.
Okay, so Oscar winner who has a workout video.
But I don't think Demi Moore has an Oscar in this movie.
Yes, she does. They mention it. Anyways, but a long time ago. Anyways, the point is she's a workout celebrity.
Is.
And Dennis Quaid, who plays this revolting man in charge
disgusting.
of
He's so great in it, though.
Dennis
So
Quaid.
great
I haven't seen him in a minute.
He's really, really good. And I have to say, like, the cinematography shot on him.
Oh my God.
Specifically, like, the cinematography is cool in the movie, but like on him, on his face specifically when he's eating, wow, that's the horror part
The
of the
grossest
movie.
part of that whole movie is
Him
watching
eating shrimp.
a shrimp.
Oh,
Him
Lily
When I
hates it when people eat in movies.
I do hate when people eat in movies, 100%.
How much? Like
And
how
this
much
is,
shrimp?
Becky, the
how much
most
shrimp do you think
horrifying.
he ate? Like as much as I did in Ecuador, where I gave myself
Yes,
an
I
allergic
think
reaction.
he ate.
It's a pile in the
It's
boat.
an unreasonable amount of shrimp at a lunch.
You watch it and you're like, oh, they're foreshadowing some very gross things are going to happen in this movie.
Yeah.
And so the story is she, in short, she's going to get fired because they want someone younger. She gets past this
Underground information about a substance that will make you younger and the
Sort
most
of.
perfect version of yourself, but it's one a week yes, one a week no. It's on and off a week.
you have to share your body with the
body
younger
with
version
the
of
other
yourself.
version. And you have to follow the rules very strict.
So is it like a clone?
No,
Yeah.
it's sort of
it's like
born from inside you.
It's born from inside your
Don't
spine.
worry,
It's very
gross.
disgusting.
So you
And
like
it
spawn a younger version of yourself?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it comes out of your spine.
And then
like, out of
you
your
have to like
back.
stay home for a week while she gets to
asleep,
live?
like in catatonic state,
Sleep.
and be asleep.
And
But are you conscious of what the other version
they
of yourself is
never.
doing?
You're not conscious of the other version. You have no experiences
you wake up.
until you wake up, and you don't really know what the other person has done. It's like you're
But
blacked
if-
out for a week.
But
But
then
if
you wake up
they-
and you have their memories or no?
Nope, you don't even get to enjoy what they're doing. You just wake up old. You wake up your same self.
But
Got
if
it.
you or they abuse your body during your time, it affects the other one.
Everybody.
And
Also-
So, like, what counts as abuse?
No, I think you're misspeaking.
Eat a
Shai.
turkey
Sorry. I think if the younger person or the older person does not respect the 7-day limit, the original body starts to become older. So the younger one wants an extra day. She has a date,
Because
or there's something on like her TV show.
life is so
she's
good.
getting-
Her TV
Life
show.
is so
yeah.
great. She takes an extra day. When Demi Moore wakes up the next time, her finger has aged to like 100
It's like
years.
rotten.
It's rotten.
It looks like
one
of the shrimp.
finger. So it's like she's stealing time from the original source. But what's interesting is that you don't get to enjoy any of the things the younger version of you is doing, but the younger version gets to keep the success. So Demi Moore gets to keep her show and her apartment and her money and everything, I guess, because the younger version is continuing on the show. She gets hired by Dennis Quaid.
It's a
Other
little bit
than
like
that,
a
it's-
Black Mirror Twilight Zone episode is a good way to describe it.
Sure, but also like when you see how it really works,
I have a
like it's not very
question. Okay.
motivating for the
So,
older person.
hold
They
on,
don't
I have a
get to
question.
do anything fun.
I have a question. I've heard this is a long film. It's over 2 hours.
2 hours and 20
Way
minutes.
too long.
Okay, so is that because they have to spend like 45 minutes just setting up these rules? Because there are a
No,
lot of
in fact,
rules
one of
and
my
I don't
favorite
even
things
fully
about this
understand.
movie,
Moves
my
very
favorite thing about
fast.
this movie is that
The rules go
they
very fast.
don't spend too much time on the rules. They're like, there's an injection, there's a thing, and you kind of have to piece it together.
Then
and when something
why
goes
is
wrong-
it so long?
Because there's a lot of butts.
You
There's
need
a lot of
you need a lot of butts.
Well,
there's a lot of
Let's
close
take
up
up
on,
time.
on butts and spandex.
They
And
really, really go like down the deep rabbit hole of Margaret Qualley being the younger. She gets her a whole other story.
yeah.
So there's a good chunk of the movie where she's like the main character.
And
that's
then
a whole other
and
movie.
then,
But
and then you see
to
the
her because she had these prosthetics that like ruined her face for a year in real life.
and
Well, she becomes the monster at the end when she abuses the spoiler. She abuses the power.
The whole thing gets very Cronenberg
Disgusting.
at the
So the message I'm getting from it, like if I were to say what's the lesson, what's the takeaway, it's that do Botox, but like very tastefully, like minimal Botox. Like that's what
Respect
like
the balance.
minimal.
Because
like,
at
respect
one
the balance
point-
of if you're going to do fillers or injections or something, what they're telling us is do it, but just like do it very delicately.
At
Just
one
enough. That
at
seems
one
to be
point in the movie,
the lesson.
Margaret Qualley has like a lump in her butt and reaches into her belly button and smushes around and pulls out an entire turkey leg that the older self ate.
Is it
But-
still
okay,
good? Can she?
It's
read
still
it?
good. It's disgusting. It's super.
Is it covered in
But-
blood?
But also, I think the scene that she's going to win is she nominated for an Oscar? I don't
Yeah.
know.
I think Demi Moore.
Yeah. And she
Okay.
was awesome in it.
I think
so good.
if she wins the Oscar, I think the scene that she'll win the Oscar for is the one, Shai. It's none of the monster stuff. It's none of the like prosthetic old people stuff. To me, it's a scene where she's going to go out on that date and she can't because she's so crippled by her self-consciousness. To me, that's one of the best scenes in a movie I've ever seen. Like, it was so real and so sad, so incredibly sad that Becky, she's trying to go out on this date and can't. She redresses herself. She puts on her makeup again and again and again. And this guy really likes her, but she's so deeply self-conscious that she ends up like becoming like agoraphobic. She can't actually make it out the door. And her acting is like, that blows you away. It's just piled into a movie.
Let's
that's
not
like
forget, Demi Moore has stood the test of time for a reason. She's an icon.
She's great.
She brings it.
I think like the movie is not for everybody because it's
extremely
gross. Although it wasn't as gross as like I expected it to be, with everyone saying how gross
that like infected thing on the spine. Wow.
Oh yeah, that was very pussy. There's a lot of pus.
I'm interested, but I want to see like the supercut version. I
think, Becky, you need to watch like a bit of fast forward. We just like kind of can watch some of the good scenes and then not watch all that.
To commit at that.
And the last half hour, they're like, all right, we're gonna go just totally bonzo.
Yeah,
for the last.
I love that. I love when movies do that though.
Yeah.
When they
the last half hour is just that's insanity.
Wildly, yeah.
It kind of reminded me of The Joker meets a Cronenberg movie at the end. So yeah, I thought it was cool. Again, not for everybody. I don't think the movie as a whole is as good as, let's say, The Brutalist or some of the other movies that came out this year. But
neither do I. It's also like it's not saying anything too new about beauty and beauty standards. Like,
but it's well done.
And
Margaret Qualley and Demi Moore are a good pair for that. Okay, so that's our movie recommendations. A short episode. Becky and I are traveling, but we'll be back. We'll have an episode next week. We'll talk about probably the Oscar and some other things. All right, love you guys.
Love you.
Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to Friday Night Movie, the sibling rivalry and pop culture podcast. Join the Friday Night Movie family by following @FriNightMovie on all of the socials and visiting our website, FryNightMovie.com. Our theme song is by What Does It Eat? And make sure to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for listening.